Well, at that point, you see, I started thinking, they regard guardians. What are they? So I was some cult. And then I thought, because there were 3 of them, I thought, I don't know, guardians must symbolize the church. So they'd have
If I hadn't known that Eliot had all these Christian things to Gordon's work, I would have cut some sort of
yes, that's what I did.
But because I prejudged it, knowing his Eliot's background, and so I did think perhaps it's
I thought it was utter nonsense.
She dies a Christian martyr, doesn't she?
yeah.
Her death is a Christian martyr. That's why I thought.
Yeah, but then you get into this, are missionaries and martyrs, or are they selfish? She was fulfilling her need, not what the other people were.
Yeah. What made you feel
I mean,
she
she
was so
was a
good?
nurse.
What made you feel she was so good?
Well, because
that's
of
how you
her
perceived
love,
her, was
her
it?
love for.
I mean, she'd had
she
these
was
affairs.
she
wasn't
was the central character, wasn't she? She was the shining star because her love for Edward was completely selfless. She loved him in the instant. She didn't look to the future. She loved him because of
It
who
was
he was and what
selfish.
he
He
was.
was married. It was going to set his
Yeah,
mind.
that's what I mean. I
Because
can't
she
even-
loved him.
And yes, I mean, it seems to me at the beginning starting making all the characters like. And then as you go along, I think that really, if there is that it doesn't have a result, and that we have to, either like Edward and they sort of they get reconciled because they kind of admit to themselves. Don't they?
But
How
they were both as nasty as each other because they
well,
was
yes,
having an
but they
affair
found
as
they
well,
can't
wasn't
live
she?
apart, but they can't live together.
She knew he was having an affair.
I don't think she cared enough about it.
Well, about it? Well, no, but she knew he was being unfaithful, so she just... I don't think there was anything of substance in her affair.
Well, there was nothing of substance in his affair either,
No.
was it?
I think when they got back together, there was warmth between them, but I think they were still leading a superficial life, really. But I think it was Celia who sort of got to the heart of life, who really and truly lived.
Except that, but I found that her death at the end was totally uncaused. I don't know how it was done.
Because of the Peter character. That's why they had to do that, because Peter only designed through her. So he had to come to a realisation as well.
No,
But the way it
lived only
happened.
through her. He
God,
I mean,
feel
how,
me a king.
if he only lived through her, he'd have followed her. He had interest in the cinema. He'd got up and gone off.
But as he said, he
America.
spent the whole time thinking of her.
Planning.
Yeah, planning what he'd do
Yes,
for
but
her.
that's a
Yeah,
love.
I
That's,
agree with you.
that's being in love. But being in love isn't your whole life. Anybody that's totally,
We didn't know that.
no, but if you're totally, if your
Exactly,
love
it isn't
means the
time.
rest
It is
of
at the
life
time.
just goes, then love's a bad thing.
Oh no, love when it's there and you're in there.
Yes, but it doesn't stay
It
at
doesn't
that
stay
stage.
like
No, but
that.
for Peter
What
it
Jane's
did.
saying.
For 2 whole years, in fact before that, all he could think about his whole life was based on Celia.
Yes,
She's
we
dead.
all have those obsessions.
What do you
happens when
what
we
do you
meet up
imagine?
again? What happens when we can get together? But then you realise you're not going to, and you get on with the rest of your life, isn't
Yeah.
it? It's about taking what is there and making the best
Well,
of
that's
it.
Sort of
that's
what
what.
you were
Well,
saying.
isn't that what his whole play was
Being
about?
responsible
He's
for
giving
what
you
happens
3
to
things.
you.
He's saying,
Whatever you do.
Yeah.
he's giving you that. He's saying, you either do what is absolutely wonderful in life, or you just get on with it. And most people just get on with it.
No, they
And,
do.
and you know,
Yes, but what was the
80%.
result of doing what was most wonderful?
The 20%.
She died, people killed her, they all eating the
silly
monkeys,
way.
all getting ill. What did they say?
She's going for it, isn't
But it's, again, it's selfish. selfish.
She was doing what was right from her point.
Yes.
Maybe
Yes,
that's
that's
Eliot
what makes
wanted
it
to say.
selfish.
You might not agree with it, but that's Eliot's. I think that's
But you know, what he's basically saying is the majority is just. I was having this discussion with my two chaps last night, and some people said, "What are we going to say at the book club tomorrow?" And I was saying, you know, he was basically saying that the majority of people just shuffle through life. And he said he looked, most couples, just, and he just said, "Well, I don't see much shuffling between you and Dad." Great. And then he said, but I said, the extra, the other 10%, or however much is, they have to do the extraordinary to make the rest of it. Can't be the same. If we all just shuffle along, life wouldn't progress, would it?
But what do you mean by shuffling along?
Well, a bit like Lavinia and Edward. I mean, love changes, doesn't it?
Oh, yes.
But the whole point of this is that
Not necessarily. Didn't for Lavinia and Edward, did it?
but the whole point of this is that everything we do makes us different. And not only makes us different, the other people we're with different.
Absolutely.
So that life is a continuous change, which in itself is an adventure. Because you're adapting all the time to what's going on around you.
I don't think
So-
life was an adventure for Lavinia.
Well, it was because
And
she'd,
then-
she'd actually precipitated a crisis and come back and
It became
and
quite
fought
dull,
on.
didn't it?
Yeah, but what's necessarily wrong with it? Dull wasn't good for her, and she did something about it. But dull might be wonderful for someone.
That's true.
It's just how you perceive it yourself, really. I mean, I'm saying didn't read it, I'm sorry about that. But I'm just saying maybe that's how you perceived her as a character.
Well, see,
Something
we've
else.
all reflected our own characters and our
Yeah.
own
Yeah, our own beliefs.
Yeah, straight away,
and
that's what
judgments
happens,
and
isn't it?
things. You're looking a bit concerned.
I am, because I'm learning such a lot really, of different aspects of what maybe I. Well, as I say, I think
I hope I'm not disturbing you, Edward.
I seem to have been disturbed already, and I did rather want to be alone. But what's it all about?
I want your help. I was going to telephone to try and see you later, but this seemed an opportunity.
And what's your trouble?
This evening, I felt I could bear it no longer. That awful party. I'm sorry, Edward. Of course, it was a very nice party, for everyone but me. And that's not your fault. Though I don't suppose you noticed the situation.
Well, I did think I noticed one or two things, but I don't pretend I was aware of everything.
Oh, I'm very glad that you didn't notice. I must have behaved rather better than I thought. And if you didn't notice, I don't suppose the others did. Though I am rather afraid of Julia Shuttlethwaite.
Julia is certainly observant, and I think she had some other matter on her mind.
It's about Celia. Myself and Celia.
Why? What could there be about yourself and Celia? Have you anything in common, do you think?
It seemed to me we had a great deal in common. We are both of us artists.
I'd never thought of that. What arts do you practice?
You won't have seen my novel, though it had some very good reviews. But it's more the cinema that interests both of us.
A common interest in the moving pictures frequently brings young people together.
Now you're only being sarcastic. Celia was interested in the art of the film.
As a possible profession?
She might make it a profession, though she had her poetry.
Yes, I've seen her poetry. Interesting if one is interested in Celia. Apart, of course, from its literary merit, which I don't pretend to judge.
Well, I can judge it, and I think it very good, but that's not the point. The point is, I thought we had a great deal in common, and I think she thought so too.
How did you come to know her?
I met her here, about a year ago.
At one of Lavinia's Amateur Thursdays?
A Thursday. Why'd you say amateur?
Lavinia's attempt at starting a salon where I entertained the minor guests and dealt with the misfits Lavinia's mistakes. But you were one of the minor successes, for a time at least.
Well, I wouldn't say that. Though Lavinia was awfully kind to me. And I owe her a great deal, but then I met Celia. She was different from any girl I'd ever known and not easy to talk to on that occasion.
Did you see her often?
No, not very often, and I got no chance to talk to her.
Well, you and Celia were asked for different purposes. Your role was to be one of Lavinia's discoveries. Celia's to provide society and fashion. Lavinia always had the ambition to establish herself in two worlds at once, but she herself had to be the link between them. That is why, I think, her Thursdays were a failure.
You speak as if everything was finished.
Oh, no, everything is left unfinished. But you haven't told me how you came to know Celia.
I saw her again a few days later, alone at a concert, and I was alone. I've always gone to concerts alone, at first because I had no one to go with, but after I found I preferred to go alone. But a girl like Celia, it seemed very strange because I thought of her merely as a name in a society column, to find her there alone. Anyway, we got into conversation, and I found that she often went to look at concerts alone and to look at pictures. So we often met in the same way and sometimes went together, and being with Celia was something different from company or solitude. We sometimes had tea together, and once or twice dined together.
And after that, did she ever introduce you to her family or to any of her friends?
No, but once or twice she spoke of them, and about their lack of intellectual interests.
Ah, and what happened after that?
Oh, nothing happened. But I thought that she really cared about me. I was so happy when we were together, so contented, so at peace. I can't express it. I'd never imagined such quiet happiness. I'd only experienced excitement, delirium, desire for possession. It was not like that at all. It was something very strange. There was such tranquility.
And what interrupted this interesting affair?
That is exactly what I want to know. She has simply faded into some other picture, like a film effect. She doesn't want to see me, makes excuses not very plausible. And when I do see her, she seems preoccupied with some secret excitement which I cannot share.
Do you think she has simply lost interest in you?
You put it just wrong. I think of it differently. It is not her interest in me that I miss, but those moments in which we seem to share some perception, some feeling, some indefinable experience in which we were both unaware of ourselves. In your terms, perhaps she's lost interest in me.
Well, that is all very normal. If you could only know how lucky you are, in a little while, this might have become an ordinary affair, like any other. As the fever cooled, you would have found that you were just another man and she was just another woman. I congratulate you on a timely escape.
I prefer to be spared your congratulations. I had to talk to someone, and I've been telling you of something real, my first experience of reality, and perhaps it is the last. And you don't understand.
My dear Peter, I have only been telling you what would have happened to you and Celia in another 6 months' time. There it is. You can take it or leave it.
But what am I to do?
Nothing. Wait. Go back to California.
I must see Celia.
Will it be the same Celia? Better be content with the Celia you remember. Remember, I say it's already a memory.
But I must see Celia, at least to make her tell me what has happened in her terms. Until I know that, I shan't know the truth about even the memory. Did we really share these interests? Did we really feel the same when we looked at certain pictures or listened to certain music? There was something real, but what is the reality between...
Excuse me a moment. Hello? I can't talk now. Yes, there is. Well then, I'll ring you as soon as I can. I'm sorry, you were saying?
I was saying, what is the reality of experience between two unreal people? If I can only hold to the memory, I can bear any future, but I must find out the truth about the past for the sake of the memory.
There's no memory you can wrap in camphor, but the moths will get in. So you want to see Celia? I don't know why I should be taking all this trouble to protect you from the fool you are. What do you want me to do?
See Celia for me. You knew her in a different way from me, and you are so much older.
So much older?
Yes, I'm sure she would listen to you as someone disinterested.
Well, I will see Celia.
Thank you, Edward. It's very good of you. Oh, Edward, I seem to have taken too much of your time, and you want to be alone. Give my love to Lavinia when she comes back. But if you don't mind, I'd rather you didn't tell her what I've told you.
I shall not say anything about it to Lavinia.
Thank you, Edward. Good night.
Good night, Peter. Is Miss Celia Copplestone in? How long ago? No, it doesn't matter.